Say it with me. Cash is what? Cash is king or cash is trash? You've heard people say both phrases, cash is king and cash is trash. Sure, both can be true, both could be false, or maybe one of them is true and the other is a widely shared misconception about money. If you kept $1 million in cash under your mattress and just left it there for 10 years, what would happen? Let's assume the physical cash stayed intact for that long. It would still be $1 million, no surprise there. That's 1 point for the phrase cash is king. But that $1 million cash would only be able to buy $774,000 worth of stuff if you spent it 10 years later. Year after year, inflation slowly ate the value of that idle cash to a point where its buying power is worth less over time. So I guess 1 point for the phrase cash is trash, tied 1-1. We've been taught that cash is an asset, but it's not. Assets are defined as something that appreciates in value over time, and cash doesn't do that. We've been taught to save our money and hold cash just in case. Even banks want you to deposit your cash with them. It makes sense. But what do banks do with your money sitting idly in your checking and savings accounts? They lend it out to people who want a loan for a mortgage or to help fund their business. In fact, because of fractional reserve banking, the banks can loan 90% of the amount of cash they hold. If you deposit $100 with a bank, they can lend out $90 while only holding $10 in your account. But in your account, it'll always say $100. They just created $90 out of thin air to lend out to someone else. Money is being created all the time. And with something created at such a rate, cash shouldn't ever be considered an asset. Even the banks don't want to hold onto the cash you deposit with them. So maybe cash is actually trash. People say cash is king because it's the most liquid of things. Since it's widely accepted everywhere, you can use cash to buy whatever you want. If you had $1 million cash and a boat worth $1 million and you had to buy something, cash is easier to transfer to buy that thing. But the reason why people say cash is trash is because you need to do something with it or else it will waste away over time. That's why getting rid of your cash as fast as possible is the optimal method of growing wealth. So is that permission to buy a brand new Lamborghini? Not in a million years, especially if you can't afford one. Just like cash, a Lamborghini is also trash since it depreciates in value over time. Get rid of your cash by buying assets that appreciate in value. You're exchanging a depreciating asset for an asset that appreciates in value, such as real estate, stocks, or a business. Those things do produce cash from that cash invested in them. You're essentially using the cash you have to multiply the cash you'll receive over time at a greater rate than what inflation is destroying. Capitalism is basically the endless fight to keep your cash growing at a greater rate than inflation. That difference between the cost of inflation and asset appreciation is what we call profit. And it's with that profit you can buy whatever you want, such as that Lamborghini. So what are your thoughts? Is cash king or is cash trash? Comment below. And as always, take care of your money.